Hello and welcome all the lovely kids of Coloria on the YouTube channel of Srimati RS Coloria YouTube. Today, I, Priyanka Chudasma, will be enlightening you people with the 7th standard science chemistry. And the chapter we have today is chapter number 5, named as acids, bases and salts. So let us have a glance over it, that what actually we are going to study in this chapter. So the first name, acids. Oh, when the acid word come in our mind, what do we think about? Yes, the one which is dangerous thing. And of course it is a dangerous one, because acids are never our friends. But when we will study in this chapter, we will come to know that naturally existing acids are our friends, and they can cure us and they can give us so many beautiful things in our body structure. Now let's have a small introduction. You must have eaten some of the things in your routine life which would have been tasted something sour to you, something bitter to you, and some things which would be looking and feeling something slippery or soapy. Yes, these things can be identified into these three structures. Now let us find out what the caution is given to us. Caution means again a thing which is not to be taken in our life. So what are these points? Yes, as you can see in this picture, there are 2 points mentioned here. The first one says that do not taste anything unless asked to do so. So everything which is available either in the nature or in the artificial world, they are not to be tasted. They have to be cautiously taken care that these things are not eatable always. The second thing which is visible to us here says that do not touch anything unless asked to do so. Yes, in the chemistry lab when we enter, we are cautiously given instructions that we should not be touching everything over here. Why? There are acids, bases and some other harmful chemicals also which should not be touched by us, because they will be giving us harmful effects. So these are the cautious thing before we start with this chapter. Now here we have a beautiful table in front of you. What do you see over here? There are some names mentioned in this table. Now on the other side it is empty. You have to tell me the answer for these things. So are you people ready for that? Of course, and you are knowing the answers of all these things. So the first one we have is the lemon juice. What you have to say now? You have to just tell me that what the taste it gives to us, whether it is a sour, a bitter or any other taste. So here we go with the first point, that is the lemon juice. So what is the taste of the lemon? Yes, it is sour in taste. The second one we have is the lovely orange juice. So what does it give the taste? Yes, it will give us the sour taste. The next one we have is the vinegar. The one who are eating the Chinese food will always love the vinegar, isn't it? The vinegar tastes what to us? It gives a sour taste again. Then we have the curd, so yummy curd. So what the taste we will get from the curd? Yes, of course, it is the sour taste. The next one, that is tamarind. Tamarind means what? Imli. By the name only you people will be watering in your mouth. Yes, so it is giving us again the sour taste. Now the next one is the sugar. The one who love the sweet, they will be always loving the sugar. So what is the taste of the sugar? Of course, it is the sweet taste. The next thing we have is the common salt, which is commonly present in all the food items. So it is known as the common salt. And what is the taste? Salty taste. You are correct. Then next one we have the amla or gooseberry. So what is the taste of the amla? It is again sour in taste. Next one we have is the baking soda. See, we have not tasted the baking soda alone, but in the food items we have taken it in our diet. For example, weather has been forming. Your mother would have prepared the bhajiyas, the doklas, the idlis, the cake, all these things. So for puffing off everything, we just used to have the baking soda or the yeast. But here we are just taking the baking soda. So baking soda will be tasting what? If you will taste it alone, you will taste it little bit bitter in taste. So that is the baking soda, which is white in color, which will be available in our kitchen. You can go and find it out. The next one we have is the grapes. Again, a lovely fruit to be eaten. So what is the taste of the grapes? Yes, it is available in two patterns. So we know that it is, one is sour and one is sweet taste. So even if you will eat the green grapes, you will find both the taste present over there. The same will happen in the black grapes also. The next one we have is the unripe mango. So yummy to eat because it is giving us sour taste. The next one we have is the cucumber. See, cucumber will be having again the two types of the taste. The one which is bitter will be on the tip of the cucumber, and if you will just take out that bitterness, then we will find the cucumber is sweet in taste. Okay, so it will be possessing both the taste, dual taste over there. Now here we have the topic which says 5.1, that is acids and the bases. Now what are these acids? As I have told you people in the earlier point, that is the topic, that acids are the one which are sour in taste. So already we have seen so many of the things in the table also which give us the sour taste. Now here we have the identification of the acids. How to identify the acids? The first point is given to us as taste sour. So whatever the substances or the eatables will be giving the sour taste will be identified to be the acids. Now the other side of the acids, that is the bases. Now what is the indication for the bases we have? Here we have taste bitter. So whatever the eatables will be giving us the bitter taste will be termed to be the bases. Now the again second thing we have for the bases as an indicator is soapy. Now what is the soapy? When we touch anything and we feel soapy or slippery, it does mean that it is a basic structure or basic in nature. So by this also, by touching anything, we can indicate that it is a base or acid in nature. Acids will not be having such type of the things, but bases will be having the soapy or slippery touch. The next thing we have, the substances which possess acids in them are known as acidic substances. Similarly, the substances which possess base in them are termed as basic substances. Now, the next thing we have is acid. The acid word is derived from where? So, it is derived from the Latin word named as acere. Acere does mean sour. That's why we have the word acere. In Latin, it means sour. So, here we have the identification of the acids and the bases. Now, third term is also there, which will be working as an indicator. So what is an indicator? Here we have the indicators. Now we know that indicators generally give us the indication of the substances or any of the particular thing, but here also the same work will be allotted to the indicators. What they will be doing? The substances that change their color when added to a solution. Solution word is used. Solution means what? We have to prepare a solution, means a liquid substance. So if it is a solid substance, what we will do? Add some distilled water over there with that substance and make the liquid form. That is the solution of that particular thing. So this will be termed as the solution containing an acidic or basic substance. So here what the indicators will do? They will be changing their color when they are added to the solutions of the acidic or the basic substances. Oh, now what are these indicators? Let us have some examples of these indicators. We have the examples as turmeric. What is this turmeric? Haldi. Yes, it is a turmeric powder which we can use as an indicator for finding the acids and the bases. Then we have the turmeric will be giving the brown or red brownish color with the basic, but it will not give any change in the color with the acids. Further we will have that also. Then we have the litmus. What is this litmus? Yes, in the next topic we are going to have a light on that. Next one we have is the China rose petals. China rose petals, that is a Gudal flower. These petals we have to take and make the indicator out of these petals. That will also come in the sooner topics. Etc. are used as an indicator to identify that the substance is an acid or a base. Now, so what is the work of the indicator now? To identify that the present substance in front of us is an acid or a base. By just pouring such things or by adding these things to them, we can identify without touching or without smelling or without tasting these substances, because we know that all the substances are not to be tasted and not to be touched. So the indicators will be working here to find out whether the substance is acidic or basic in nature. Now let us see the table which is given to us on the next page. So what does it mean? Here we have the name given. Do you know? So maybe that you are not aware about these things. So let us find out which type of the acids are found in the nature and they are available in which of the food or the eatables to us. So let's go for that. Yes, as you can see here, a beautiful table is mentioned. What are the things which are mentioned over here? In the first one is name, that name of the acid is given, and on the other part we have given that where they are found in. So in which of the substance they are found. So here we have the first one, that is named as acetic acid. So where it is found? Yes, it is found in the vinegar that we love to have in the Chinese items. Then we have the formic acid. So where is this formic acid found? It is available when the ant bites us. So it is in the ant's sting. So next one we have the citric acid. Citric acid, the name would be known to you people because it is almost heard by everyone. So it is citrus fruits such as the oranges and the lemons and etc. So many of the other citrus fruits. So it is available in the citrus fruits. Next we have the lactic acid. Lactic acid, yes, it is available in the curd which we love to eat. The next one is oxalic acid. Oxalic acid is found in the spinach, the green leafy vegetable, which will give us lot of hemoglobin to us, isn't it? Next one we have ascorbic acid or vitamin C, we can say. These things are present in the amla and the citrus fruits. Next we have is the tartaric acid. Tartaric acid is present in the tamarind and grapes, unripe mangoes and so many other fruits. The second column is telling us about the bases. Now what are these bases and in which of the items or the substances they are present in. So here we have the first name of the base, calcium hydroxide. So calcium hydroxide is present in the lime water. The next one is ammonium hydroxide. It is present in the window cleaner. Next one we have is the sodium hydroxide or the potassium hydroxide, which is available in the soap. Then we have the magnesium hydroxide, which is available in the milk of magnesia. So this is what the table that gives us some of the list of the acids and the bases which are available to us in the nearby places. Now next one we are having is Bujo. Can you see this picture? What Bujo and Paheli are having? They are having some query. Okay, so what is that? Let us find out, and the answer is also available to us. Here Bujo is asking that, can I test all these substances to find their taste? So, is it possible? Yes, children. As we know that we have a caution in the starting of the chapter which was telling us that every substance should not be tasted and should not be touched also. So, here what the Paheli is answering to Bujo? No. Have you not read the caution? We should not taste unknown substances. They could harm us. So, this is the reason that why we should not be tasting or touching all the substances on and often. Next one, the topic that we have here is 5.2, which is telling us that the natural indicators around us. Now what are the natural indicators that we have which are around us? So here we have the natural indicator, the first one, that is named as the litmus or natural dye. Now what does it mean? Dye means the color. So what is the natural dye or the natural color? That is the litmus, as we have already studied. What are the indicators? Indicators means which are going to indicate whether the substance or the solution in front of us is acidic or basic in nature. So this colored substance means the litmus will be helping us in finding out that. Now what are actually this litmus? Here we have the two litmus papers. Okay, so they are, one is blue in color and one is red in color. Now I will tell you in detail what actually these things are. But first of all, let us understand the word litmus. Now it is extracted from the lichens. Now what are the lichens? Now as you can see over here in the picture, it is a green structure which is a mixture of the fungi and the algae. So as you have studied in the biology also, these type of the structure are present in the forest and even in the humid environment. So these are the things which are known as the lichens, and these will be giving the color from which we can construct the two colored litmus papers as it is given over here. One is blue in color and one is red in color. The next thing we have about the litmus is it is mauve or purple color in the distilled water. So when it is mixed with the distilled water, it will give us the purple color or the mauve color. Now, so after all we can say that the litmus will be giving the purple color with the distilled water, but we have to indicate, we have to use this as an indicator with the acids also and with the bases also. So what to do now? We have the litmus papers being prepared for this purpose. They are something like this. We can say that one is the blue litmus paper and one is the red litmus paper. Now these litmus papers are blue one, this is blue one, and this one is the red litmus paper. So these will be available in the market also. You can also try it by yourself in the home, at your home, for the different experiments further which you are going to see in this video. Now here we have the indications, how it is useful for us to indicate the acidic and the basic substances. So here we go. It turns means, it means what? Litmus. So litmus paper will be turned red when added to an acidic solution. So whenever the litmus paper is added to an acidic solution, it will be giving us which color? That is red. Acidic solution, red color. Acidic solution, red color. So now you people must have understood, acidic solution means red color, or red color means the substance or the solution is acidic in nature. Okay, next one we have, it turns blue when added to a basic solution. So when it is added to a basic solution, it will give a blue color. So again, basic solution, blue color, basic solution, blue color. It does mean that if the indication or the litmus paper is presenting with the blue color, it means that the solution is basic in nature. So all things, I suppose it is clear with you people that when it gives the red color, it means it is the acidic solution, and whenever it gives the blue color, it is basic solution. So these are the indications that we can have from the litmus paper. So here you can see that we have lot of things present in front of us, but they are not in solution form. So first of all, let us make them in the solution form by adding water to these solid substances. Now what to do to make it as a solution? Yes, we have to add water to them. So let us have the addition of water to these substances for making them as solution. So here we are going to add water to this, that is an detergent. Present over here is the detergent. We are just adding the water to make it in the solution form. Here we have the hand wash, which is already semi-liquid, but still we will make it as in the liquid more form. The next one we have is the baking soda, which is in the powder form. So we will again add water and make it in the solution form. This is our vinegar with lemon, which will always be squeezed and will be forming the liquid. Now here we have the curd, which is again semi-liquid, but it will be easy to absorb in the litmus paper. Next one we have is the sugar solution. Sugar, so what we will do? We will again add water to it to make the solution of the sugar. And here we have the common salt. By adding water to it, we can have the solution of the common salt also. And at last, we will be having again the water in this small bottle cap. Now, here we know that we have to taste these following substances with the help of this type of the litmus paper, that is red litmus paper and the blue litmus paper. They are available like this, red litmus paper and the blue litmus paper. So let us check it out everything with all these two litmus papers. So first of all, we have to just take out one red litmus paper along with one of the blue litmus paper. Now what we will do? this one is the blue litmus paper in my hand and this is the red litmus paper. Now first of all we will be tasting the first 3 items or the solutions present over here. So let us start from the curd. So curd, as we know very well, it is having the sour taste. So what will it will indicate? It will be indicating as the one that is sour in taste, means it is the acidic in nature. So let us find out the things. Now here we have the indications of the red and the blue litmus papers in front of us. When I am pouring the red litmus paper in the curd, it does not change any of the color. See, you can see it is not changing any color. But as soon as I will add the blue litmus paper to this, let us see what will happen. Yes, can you see the difference? The blue color has changed into the red litmus paper and the red has no change over here. So this indicates that we have the curd as the acidic form. The next one, we have the lemon. Now as we know that lemon is also sour in taste. So when we are having the red and blue indicators, let us find out what will happen. As we squeeze it out, we can have the lemon on litmus strip there. Oh, sorry. As we will squeeze this lemon, we will get the lemon juice out of it. But as we know that it is acidic, so it is not going to give any change in the color in the red litmus paper. But when we will add this, you can see there is a change in the color of the blue litmus paper, which is indicating that blue has changed to the red color. So it is again acidic in nature. Now the next we have is the vinegar. Now as we know, again the same thing will happen, because red will be having no change, whereas the blue will be giving us the change in the vinegar. As you can see, there is no change, but while keeping this blue colored litmus paper, it will be indicating that the blue has turned to red color. So it is an acidic solution in nature. The next one we have here is the solution of the hand wash, detergent and the baking soda. So let us find out from the red litmus paper and the blue litmus paper which type of the color change will be indicated with the baking soda. Now baking soda, let us see what will happen to the blue indicator. Nothing, it has remained blue only. But as we have added this to the red litmus paper, we can say that it has changed to the blue color. It does mean that it is a basic solution. So here we can have the change in the color. Now the next one we have in the middle one. This middle one is the hand wash, or you can say you can have it from the soap also. The blue color, there is no change, it is as it is. But when we will add this red colored indicator, it will change to the blue color. So here we can say again it is the basic in nature. The next one we are having is the detergent solution. So when we will be pouring this into the detergent solution, the red will be again changed because it is a basic in nature. See how nicely the blue color is still blue, but the red litmus will turn to the blue color. See, you can find out the difference, isn't it? This is what the indication of the blue color means, it is base, and red color means it is the acidic solutions. But now the change is there. What will be happening over here? In these three solutions, we cannot have any of the changes in any of the litmus papers. Why? Because we know that these are the neutral solutions. Now what are these? How to identify? Red and blue colored litmus paper we have in our hand. When we are adding it to the salt solution, there is no change. The red is still the red and the blue is still the blue color. So it is a neutral solution. When we are pouring the same thing, when we are adding the litmus paper to the sugar solution, it will be having no change because the blue is still the blue and the red is still the blue. It means that it is again a neutral solution. Now with the water, when we are pouring the litmus paper in the water solution, means only the water, it is remaining still the same. The blue is blue and the pink is still the pink. It does mean that these solutions are having a particular property. The one which is acidic will be turning the blue litmus to red, the one which are basic will be turning the red litmus to the blue, and the neutral solutions will not be changing any of the color in any of the litmus paper. So here we have activity 5.2. So what are the substances required for that? We have one of the paper. I have taken here a chart paper piece, the earbud, the turmeric powder and the detergent solution. So I have added the detergent and some water in them. So it is a solution now. So what we have to do? To make this turmeric as a solution again, we have to pour some water in it. So here we are adding some water and making it a solution so that it is easy to have it on the paper. Now with the help of this cotton, we have to just take this turmeric solution and apply it on the paper. As you can see, we have the yellowish color appearing on the paper, which is of the turmeric powder. So here we have the turmeric paper ready, and now we can have the magic over here. Yes, because we are going to have the indication from this turmeric paper for the acids and the bases. So let us see what will be the happening over here. Now as you know that we have made the turmeric paper here, now we are going to write down a message on this. So what it will be giving us? Yes, the message will be by the help of this earbud pouring or adding it in the solution of the detergent solution. Now we are going to add and we are going to write a message. So here we have the message. Yes, beautifully, as you can see the indication of the color. How nicely you can see the change in the color, isn't it? So this is telling us that the color of the detergent solution will be giving the reddish brownish color with the turmeric paper. So here we can have that the indication by the turmeric paper with the detergent solution is reddish color, means the turmeric paper will be giving red color with the basic solutions. So this is what activity 5.2 we have. Now let us see the other things present over here, that is how to prepare the lime water. Yes, lime water. What is the lime? White colored powder form which is used to paint the walls. The first base is the cement base, but later on we have to apply this white colored base, that is the lime. So we have to take this lime and add some water to it, then stir it for some time, then let it still for some time. So when it is just keeping still the beaker, then what will happen? After some time the beaker will be as it is and there will be no movement in the solution. But so after keeping it some time, what will happen? The lime which is not soluble in the water will be settling down, and the liquid which is transparent on the top will be called the lime water. So this is how we have to prepare the lime water. The second thing we have now is table 5.2. Sorry, as you can see over here in the picture, the things are available to see that the test solution, the effect on the red litmus and the effect on the blue litmus paper and the inference. So here we can add upon some of the things as we have seen in the video. So what we can write down here? Yes, any of the things which we have seen in the experiment also, that you can add upon the lemon. So what will be the effect of the lemon on the red litmus? There will be no effect, but the effect on the blue litmus will be, yes, it will turn red in color. Then what is the inference? Means what is the result or the resolution? The result we have here is the lemon is an acidic substance, thus it will be showing the red color in the litmus paper. Then the second thing you can take is any of the base. So we can take the soap, so or we can have the detergent solution. So what will be the change in the color? There will be change in the color with the red litmus, because it will change the blue color, and there will be no change in the blue color litmus paper. So what is the inference now? It indicates that the detergent solution or the soap is a base. Next, last one, we can take the sugar solution or salt solution that we have already seen in our video. So what does it indicate? There will be no change neither on the red litmus nor on the blue litmus. So what does it infer? It infers that we have neutral solution for the salt solution or the sugar solution, which we have already done. Now next one we are having is activity 5.2. We have seen the turmeric paper solution and we have seen the activity also. Here we have the another activity. What is this activity? This is again a natural indicator. So yes, here we have China rose as an indicator. So what is this China rose? As we know, it is the Goodall flower petals which we have to take. So what we will do? Yes, we have to take this China rose petals and boil it for some time. We don't have to keep it on the flame, but we have to just take the warm water and add these petals to this water which is not on the flame. The water which is not container is not on the flame. Now after some time, that is after 20 minutes, you will find that the color of the petals has appeared in the water, and so this solution is now known as the China rose indicator. Now what we have to do? That is in activity 5.3. We have to add upon this China rose solution to the different different solutions, either to the acids or to the bases and even to the neutral one also. So what will be the indication by this China rose solution? So here we have that if the China rose indicator is placed in these solutions, we will have the different color formed over here. So in the acids, it will be giving us the dark pink color, that is known as the magenta color, and in the bases it will be giving us the green color. So it can vary in some shades in the different solutions, but it will be nearby these colors. So we can say that these are the things. Now Bujo is having a query. So Bujo, what is there in the picture? As we can see, now I understand why the turmeric stain on my white shirt is turned to red when it is washed with the soap, and it is because of the soap solution is basic, as we have already seen in the video where the turmeric solution, where we have made it a chart and we have added the solutions with the detergent one. So it was giving a red or brownish color. So this was the reason why the white color shirt has appeared with the reddish colored dot or the stains, because it was having the turmeric over there. Now the next things we are having here is table 5.3. Now what does this table show us? Yes, here are the names given to us. So what we have to do? We have here the test solutions given to us, then effect on the turmeric solution, and the remarks we have to make over here. Now what are the solutions named given to us? The first one is the lemon juice. We can say that the lemon juice will be having no effect on the turmeric paper because it is not giving any of the indication of the color. So there will be, and as a remark we can put acidic or not basic. Then the second one is having the orange juice. Again, orange juice is acidic in nature, so it will not be giving any of the effect on the turmeric paper, and so as a result not basic, or we can write acidic. The next one is vinegar. Again the same thing, because it is acidic in nature. Then we have the milk of magnesia. Here is the change that comes. Now milk of magnesia, as we know, it possesses magnesium hydroxide, which is a base in nature. So what will happen? The bases, all all the basic solutions will be giving the reddish color on the turmeric paper. So it will be appearing as red color, and thus as a result we get that the magnesia, milk of magnesia, is basic in nature. The next thing we have is the baking soda, again giving the basic nature, so it will appear as the red color over there on the turmeric paper. The next thing we have is the lime water. Yes, lime water we know it is a basic solution, so again it will be appearing with the red indication over there. Then we have the sugar. Now sugar we know very well, it is a neutral solution, so it is not going to give any of the change over here. So we can say that again it is not basic. Next one we have common salt. Common salt as also known to us, it is again the neutral solution, so it is again not going to appear any different color on the turmeric paper. Now the next one we have here is table 5.4. What is this table 5.4? Here we have the test solutions again given to us, the initial color, and then we have the final color. So what are these things? We have to try it with the what we can say is the China rose indicator. Now what will be the result for it? The first one we have is the shampoo. So what will be the shampoo giving us? We have to dilute it because it is in the semi-liquid form, but we want to have it in the complete liquid form. So we will be diluting it with the help of the distilled water and stirring it to mix it well. Then we will have the initial color of the shampoo as whatever the colors we have, but when we are pouring the China rose indicator to it, we will get the change in the color, that is it will be appearing as the pink color. Now shampoo is acidic in nature, but as we know that it is very soapy and slippery, but still it is acidic because its content are having the acids inside them, so it will be appearing as the pink color. Next one we have here is the lemon juice. Lemon juice, as we know very well, it is acidic, so again it will be giving the dark pink color over here. Then soda water. Now what is this soda water? Yes, soda water are the beverages which we want to drink in the summer season, which contain some of the acids over there, so it will be having the pink color, that is dark or light, it may vary from the different beverages. Next one we have here is the sodium hydrogen carbonate solution. Now this is also giving us the basic nature. So what will happen? It will be giving the green color over here. As we know that soda bicarbonate or sodium hydrogen carbonate solutions will be basic in nature, so they will be indicating the green color to us. Next one we have the vinegar. Vinegar is also an acid, so it will be giving us the pink color. Then we have the sugar solution. Again sugar solution is a neutral one, so what will be happening? There will be no change appear in the color of the sugar solution with the we can say that the China rose indicator, but as the China rose indicator possess its own color, that same color will be visible to them, and even with the same with the common salt solution, so the color which is there in the China rose indicator, the same will be appearing on that solutions. Now as we can see here, again Bujo has appeared. So what is the query or what they are going to give us the solution? So here Bujo is asking something and Pahil is answering. What is the question? I am not getting the same result when using the solid baking soda and dry litmus paper. Why? So you people are knowing the answer, isn't it? We have also done this in the first experiment, that is when we have tried the litmus paper, we just formed the solution of all the solid substances also. Why does it happen? Because we know that the paper will be absorbing the liquid very easily as compared to the solid one. So when we have made the solution of the particular solid substances, it will be very easily absorbed by the indicators, that is the litmus paper, and will be showing the different color on them, and so that we can identify the solutions whether they are the acidic one or the basic one. So this is the reason. So Pahil is saying that make a solution of the baking soda and then try it. So here we have the solution. Now next one we have the activity 5.4. What is this 5.4 activity? There we have to write down take out the acids and then bases, and then we have to try it on the litmus paper. So as we have already done in the earlier experiment, likewise you can make it by the solutions taking from the lab or from the any of the chemist shops from there. So here we have in the table given us some of these things. By this we can identify that what the activity will be telling us. So this table 5.5 is telling us that dilute hydrochloric acid, what will be the result of the litmus paper on them. So we can say that hydrochloric acid means the name itself says as it is an acid in nature, acidic nature. So what will be, it will be having the change? Yes, the blue color litmus will be changing to the red color litmus, and so it is the acidic in nature. And thus we can have the other examples also. We can even take any of the basic solution and even in the neutral solution. Now the acid rain, yes, what is this acid rain? As you can see on the screen, we have the acid rain, that is, as the name indicates, the rain contains the excess of the acids is called an acid rain. Where do these acids come from? The rain becomes acidic because carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide, which are released into the air, is pollutant. Now dissolved in the raindrops to form the carbonic acid, sulfuric acid and the nitric acid respectively. Acid rain can cause the damage to the buildings, historical monuments and even to the plants and the animals also. Now here are some cautions given to us. What is this caution? Let us read about. The caution given to us is great care should be taken while handling the laboratory acids and bases because these are corrosive in nature and irritating and harmful to the skin. So whenever we are working with the acids, we should be very much careful to them. Now here we have the neutralization, that is 5.3 topic, where we are using the phenolphthalein as an indicator. What we have to do? Let us see in this activity. So children, here we have activity 5.5, that is the titration method or neutralization method. In the requirement, the first thing we have is the HCl, that is an acid, then we have the phenolphthalein, which is an indicator, and then we have the NaOH, that is the base. So for that, let us first of all take acid and pour it in the test tube. So here we have the test tube, we are doing it in the test tube. Now we will be adding some acid to this. As this HCl in the dilute form, so it is not so dangerous, but still we have to take care about this. And now we are going to add some amount of the phenolphthalein to this liquid. So we have added 2 to 3 drops of the phenolphthalein here. Now we are going to pour the NaOH solution, that is the base, to this test tube. As we can see that the indicator phenolphthalein has not given any of the color with the acid. But now when we will be pouring the base, that is the NaOH, to this solution, let us see what is going to happen. Now we are just pouring the NaOH, that is the sodium hydroxide, to the liquid. As you can see, pink color has appeared, but when we will just stir it, it will vanish away. Again, when we are adding the NaOH, it will be appearing pink in color, but when the stirring is going on, it will just disappear from here. We have to continue with this activity up till the whole of the solution becomes pink in color, means it will be indicating us that it is neutral solution, but still it is not a neutral one. So we can see that the pink color is vanishing on and often. Yes, see, now we can find out that the solution has turned to pink color. The completely test tube has become pink in color. It does mean that the solution is now neutral one, and the titration has occurred. As you will touch this test tube, it is a little bit warmer because heat is evolved out. As we know that whenever the titration or the neutralization will occur, the heat is going to evaluate, means the heat is going to release in the form of the temperature. So this is what the titration or neutralization we have. Now as a result, we can say that in the equation also, when acid and base are added, it will form the salt and the heat is evolved out. So this is what the titration or neutralization we have seen. As we have seen, the neutralization method where acid and bases were mixed together to form it in equal amount, and thus there will be no properties possessed of the liquid will be having neither of the acid nor of the bases. Now what is the reaction that has formed over here? As we can see here, acid plus base will be giving out the salt and the water. Along with that, we can get the heat which is evolved out. Why? Because it is an exothermic reaction. Now the reactions will be having the names as given here. We have hydrochloric acid HCl and NaOH, means sodium hydroxide, will be giving a result of NaCl, that is sodium chloride, that is the common salt, and the H2O means the water. Now these are the reactions which will be forming because of this neutralization method. Now as we know that the new topic we have here, which will be showing us that neutralization in everyday life. What is the use of this neutralization method in our routine life or practical life? So for that we have the topics given to us, that is indigestion. What is this indigestion? Whenever acid increases in our body, we have the problem of the digestion. Now for that we have the burning sensation in our stomach, and then we have the problem in the digestion of the food. So for that we can say that this is the indication of the indigestion in our body. For that we have the solution. As we know that the acid has increased in our body, we need to add upon the base to it so that it will be neutralized. So we are adding the base to it, that is the milk of magnesia, which contain magnesium hydroxide, which is a basic solution. Now the next thing in our routine we have, that is ant bite. Whenever an ant bites us, it will be releasing the formic acid in our skin. Now here the acid has increased over there in our skin portion, so we need to apply some solution which is basic in nature. So what we will be applying here? We will be applying the baking soda solution, or we can have the calamine solution, which will be just releasing a base over there, means they will be base in their nature, and thus we will be getting the relief from the pain. Next one we have is the soil treatment. As we know that the soil nature is not always the same. Sometimes it is acidic and sometimes basic and sometimes it is neutral too. So what we have to do? We have to just find out first of all what is the nature of the soil by the three methods that you people know already, which I have told you people. And then if we have find out that if the nature of the soil is acidic, what we have to do? We have to treat it by pouring some basic solutions or basic substances to that. And which are the basic things? We have the quick lime, or we can have the slaked lime. So by adding these to the soil of acidic solution of acidic nature, we can neutralize this acidic soil and make it as the neutral one again. But if the soil is basic in nature, then what? If it is basic in nature, then we have to treat it with the acidic substances. Now for that we have the organic compost, that is again prepared by us only. So when we will be putting this organic compost to the soil, they will be releasing the acids in the soil, and thus the soil will become neutral in nature. So these are the few of the things. And the last one we have, that is the factory waste. As we know that factories, when they are making the lot of products, as a byproduct they are just releasing the unwanted things, that is the wastage material, that is in the liquid form or in the solid forms. But now we are having the liquids which are just poured directly into the aquatic sources, or we can say that the sources of the liquid, that is water. So if they are pouring it directly there, it is going to just give us the harmful effects on the aquatic life also. So to release that, to have the stoppage on that, what we can do? We have to neutralize the liquid which is coming out from the factories, and so these things can be done, and by this way we can just have the neutralization of this liquid, and so we can just save our environment from these acids or the bases which are released from the factories. Now this was the end of the chapter, but I hope that you people have understood the chapter. Let's have a small recap of whatever we have studied. So starting from the first portion, we have seen that what are acids, what are bases, what are the indicators. Then we have started with the litmus. What is a litmus? Then we have seen the activities in which we have tried with the litmus paper with different solutions. Then we have seen the indicator, that is the turmeric indicator. We have done the experiment over there, and then we switched on with the China rose indicator. Then we have seen the table by which we have different indicators and giving the different result with the different solutions over there. Then we went with the activity 5.4, that is the acid rain also, and then with the neutralization we have end up this chapter. So I hope you people have understood the chapter very well. Thank you.